Alright. I just finished tabbing out the Strings song by Blink, so that'll definitely be in this video. Overall, it's not too difficult of a song. The solo can give a little bit of trouble, especially to beginners, I guess. But to start off the song, it just goes like this. It goes in for a little while with like drums and stuff, and then basically it plays the first chord, or it plays the last chord of the intro to start off, to like build into the intro. So the intro actually starts, the pattern starts with this chord, but to build into it, the first chord you actually play in the song is this. So it builds into it. You'll definitely understand when you see my cover, or you just know the song well enough to know what I'm talking about. So I'll even play it real quick just so you get an idea. Alright, so you see it started off on this chord, which isn't, I don't know, fuck it. You get the idea. Alright, so starts off like this. Alright, so basically it's just 4 chords. I like to play 3 of them as power chords, and I like to play this E as an octave chord, so I take out that middle note and just mute it. So it's just a 7, a muted D, and a 9 on the G. So simple enough. So those 4 chords are just this. As I said, they'll be in the tabs, so I don't really have to describe anything too much. Now we got the verse. What the fuck is my mouse? Alright, verse is pretty simple. It just goes like this. And then it just repeats. So, I mean, I could play it a little slower, it might make it a little easier, but it's really simple. All the notes are pretty close together, so you shouldn't have too much problem with it. Just starts off with a 7 on the D and the G. And like I said, just repeats after that. The chorus, I like to play it a certain way. It starts off with this chord, which is a C5 power chord, and then it plays, what the hell is this, F? It plays like an F power chord, but I like to play kind of like a variation of that C5, where instead of doing 3 on the A, a 5, and a 5 on the D and the G, I do a 3, then a 3, and then a 5. So instead of 3, 5, 5, it's 3, 3, 5. And basically what that does is it gives me like a little bit of the low end of this lower chord, and it still gives me this power chord right here. So it's just kind of blending them together, because when you listen to the song, it's kind of hard to really hear what he's doing. I'm gonna assume he probably plays this, but I don't really like the way that sounds that much, so I like it like this. But if you want to play with any of those other chords, you definitely can. None of them are really wrong. I mean, you're still playing pretty much the same chord, you're just playing different octaves of it, so you could do. So, I mean, it's really up to you, but in the tab, I do have it the way I play it with just these 2 chords. Then after that, it plays like the intro riff again, where it does the, except this time, when you get to this, the E octave chord, it actually does a few other chords, so the whole thing sounds like this. the first two chords are the same, and then when you get to the 7 on the A, 7 on the A, it goes to a 9, 10, then back down to the 9, 7, and then 5, and then just plays the regular last chord. So. Nothing too difficult there. You might just take a little bit of practice on that, but I don't think anyone should have too much trouble on it. Alright, finally is the solo. It's definitely a little hard to hear exactly what's going on in this, but I think I did definitely a pretty good job picking out what I could for the notes, and it starts like this. I kind of broke this up into different parts to make it a little easier. This is the first part. It's just really simple. It's just a 5, 4, and a 7 on the A string. And now this is the second part. So that part's a little more tricky. Starts off on the D string, goes kind of just descending. It goes 7, 5, 4, and then 7, 5, 4 on the A string. So. And then this little part, I can't really hear too well, but I think it sounds like this. So that again is. So that's what I hear personally. If you hear something different, by all means, you can play something different. The next part is a little hard to hear too, but I think I got this part perfect, in my opinion anyway, and I play it like this. So that part's definitely a little trickier, probably the more tricky part in the whole song because it is quite fast. So just kind of try and get better with your picking hand, because that's probably the more challenging part. So like, just watch this hand. So definitely does take a little bit of practice. Slower, the riff is like this. And then the last part of the song stays on that 7, and then just kind of descends like that other part, and it goes like this. And then it just goes right into the chorus from there. So that last part again of the solo goes like this. So hopefully you don't have any trouble with any of the song. I mean, the solo is a little harder. Most of the older songs do have at least like some form of solo in it. So, you know, I'll actually play through the solo right now real quick, just so you get a better idea, so you don't have to switch to my cover video when I post it. So this is what the whole solo will sound like once it's done. So that's it. That's the whole song. If you got any questions, you know, let me know. Send me a message or a comment or whatever. Find me on Facebook. I think I explained it pretty well. I definitely am doing a better job with these lesson videos when I already have the tab written out. I definitely noticed that. So that's what I'm going to keep doing from now on. That's about it. So thanks for watching. What song's next? Peggy Sue. So that's a pretty good one. Definitely one of my more favorite older songs. So I'll have that video. I'll have the cover video of this up pretty soon. If not before this, I'm not sure. Whatever I end up doing. So that's it. See you later.